Hello guys. This is okay. I will keep it anonymous, but I want to explain something here. A strategy called an MSNR, like that is Malaysian Support and Resistance Level. This was February 5th, 2026. Though before this day, I've been selling BTC. Like I've actually been selling BTC from the level of I think 126 was all time high, right? But I actually saw the entry from when BTC hit 124,000 as the initial all time high before um the 126,000. I actually saw a sell setup there, but I was waiting for market to do its normal manipulation before I start selling. And on February, I have um this CRT formation here on the yearly time frame. That's like BTC on the yearly time frame. And the buy side liquidity has been swept, and you can actually see that the CRT, the the indecision candle that caused the CRT literally closed inside the the bullish candle, which confirm our CRT high. So we start finding our second entry from the apex level, which is the A-shaped level. So I want you to see the date. That is February 5th, when BTC actually go down to 63,000 something before we start selling. So June 1st, I sold BTC, which I made over 152 RR. Then I bought again over 400, over 40 RR, which is just two entry. One thing about MSNR strategy is you have to be patient. Like, not as if you are patient, you will not be trading any other thing, but make sure you are patient with a particular pair and how it behaves. Now, guys, I'm going to go to my gallery and show you the how we came from there to the how we came from here to what happened June 1st. I think the trade took 2 days, like two good solid days, to hit the TP of 152 RR. My overall target was 200 and something RR, but just to cut out the long story short, so I decided to put my TP at 152 RR. Now let's dive into the charts. Okay. Boom. Sorry if I am literally having a network issue where I am right now. Okay, now this is BTC, right? Let's go to the chart. I'm going to invert my screen so that you guys can see what I'm showing you. Yes. Okay. We have this chart right here, right? Then on a monthly time frame, on a 12-month time frame, sorry. On a 12-month time frame, this was before I changed my candle color from red to green. Okay, we have this here as a CRT high. We have this here as CRT high, right? Then our CRT high. Our CRT high. Okay. Then we have this low to be our CRT low. We have this place to be our CRT low, which is level of 38,823 USDT, right? Then we mark our CRT low. CRT low. Okay, let's dive into a lower time frame. How I got my first entry. The previous image I was showing you, this was when Bitcoin hit 59 sorry, 60 something thousand. Yes, it was around 63,000. Then let's come to a monthly time frame. Then on a monthly time frame, I actually have price. I actually have price doing something like this. When there was a structural shift around this zone, okay, this was where BTC shift structure around here, like this low. This was the last low that created this high. So market took it out, right? When market took it out, what was I expecting? Normal, we said let's put structural shift, right? So we have this structural shift right here on a monthly time frame. Then on that same on still on monthly time frame, though I actually caught a sell from here around this zone after this mitigation. I actually caught a sell from here, which I sold to price of 80,000, which I made over 77 RR. I think that was January. Yes, it was January. So I have price breaking below this key level that was supposed to serve as a support level to resist price from going up, right? From going down. I actually have price close below that place, which give me a break of structure. Now, and we have this low here as the last low that the market created after this break of structure. Now we will be looking for a sell setup, right? But market was rejecting from this place around this this was an open close level that breaks structure to the upside before. Price was actually rejecting from there, so I'll put a green line there as a buy setup. Now I come to a weekly time frame, and I actually saw there's one thing a mitigation candle does in a price movement. When mitigation occur, to my understanding, my year of experience in trading, when a place is being mitigated, what market is actually saying at that moment is price cannot go below or above this particular level for this moment. Not that price will not later go below there in the future, but it's telling you what market is doing currently. So when I saw this, I saw something like this around this place. Sorry. When I saw this, with all this rejection this week, this bearish rejection from that same support level. So I now saw this mitigation block, which is this bullish mitigation block. So then I noticed I will be ready to buy. So I waited for the low that created the um for the high that created that low to be taken out. So that was when I have this. I have it was this high that created that low that got rejected. So I mark out this high like this. And then this was a single candle inducement that we all know. Then entry from the support level, which is below here, which I took an entry from here. Though I actually bought BTC to the level of 82,500 and something. Yes, 82,500 and something. Yes, something like that. That was when I actually didn't catch just one entry. I catch like multiple entry, either four. I think I have one stop loss, and yeah, something like that. So let's come back to our monthly time frame to do what we were talking about. Okay, this was a break of structure. Then on that break of structure, there is an imbalance here. There is a monthly imbalance here. This from this key level, from this low to this low, there was actually an imbalance here. You can see it. So I'll mark it out as my imbalance. Well, I think that will be on FVG, right? Or is this in the lane? I'm actually having a bad network. Oh, my network is actually bad, guys. Okay, let's continue. We know that to be our imbalance, right? Then on a weekly time frame, okay, it has come up. On a weekly time frame, I know that it was this key level that the market broke structure, right? Then uh, on a weekly time frame, I have that break of structure was serving as my monthly key level that price broke below, right? Now I mark it out like this. I mark it out like this as my place I'll be waiting for price to reject from for me to sell to this downside, right? To this low, right? So this is it becomes a weekly fair value gap here. Like you can actually see if I'm to refine this, I think I will have this to be my weekly FVG, right? I have this to be my weekly FVG. I have this to be my weekly FVG. Then with this line from a monthly that cross through it, right? Now, there is something I said about mitigation block, right? Now, when mind you, this was the low that got rejected on a monthly time frame, on a weekly time frame. This was the low that got rejected. So any buy that I bought around this zone, my target was here. But because I will not say I know, but because there is an imbalance here that I'm expecting price to get to before it sold. That was why I was considering my TP. All my TPs was around 82,520 something or so. Now, here is what happened. Let's go to a month back to a monthly time frame. Now I'm not talking about the buy I took earlier before June 1st sell. Now on a monthly time frame, when price got to that POI, the FVG that we've already marked out, there is something that happened. You know, like before then, a couple of months, like 2 months, we were bullish, right? We were bullish. So market decided to give me a CRT formation here that you can actually see. This was the high. This was the last bullish high that came to this upside and didn't break above this bearish candle. Had it been a broke above, we might be looking for a continuation setup for buys, right? So when market take this liquidity, as I will mark, that will definitely be a CR2 too. Yes, a CR2. So I just put a draw on liquidity there, just for sake. Draw liquidity sweep, right? But liquidity sweep and a CRT and what is it called again? And a draw on liquidity. Those are actually the same thing. They are literally the same thing, but based on strategy most traders trade, that is why they give it a different name. But anytime you see something like this, your mind should tell you that liquidity sweep or turtle soup is the same thing as draw on liquidity, is the same thing as CRT. That is what I believe. That is what I know. I don't know how you guys do it, but that is what I actually know. Now here, when I saw this, so I mark out this low. Now these things we are not here. Let me say these things we are not here. All this we're not here because this was actually my new setup, right? Sorry guys, they were not here. I don't want to complicate things so that you get where I'm going to. This is our sell side liquidity. So I'm going to mark it out as I didn't have this in here. Okay. I'm going to mark it out as my target. That's my target. That is my overall target. That is the last low that BTC created when it breaks structure to the downside before it starts buying. So I mark it out as my target. But when I have this CRT formation here, when I have this CRT information here, so my CRT low, like the low I was expecting to take out first was this particular low. Now we have it as CRT low. We have it as CRT low. CRT low. Because now we know where our price is coming from. That price is coming from here and it's likely to come to this downside, right? Now to save us the stress, I just go to this is a May close, right? This is May monthly close when the CRT form and close inside. This was May. Now I'm going to put my vertical line there for you to know. Now I don't go to like 1 week or daily, or what I just do is to go to my lower time frame where I can find my entry. Okay, let me say daily, because on a daily I have a CRT there that makes me actually pick an entry from there. Now price has see where the CRT starts from. This was um this was first May. First May actually was the time that price actually shows the CRT close, right? That is month of May. But mind you, on a 4 hour time frame, on a 4 hour time frame, we were actually bullish here. We were actually bullish for those that trade on trend lines. Oh, I don't trade trend lines, but it's something I actually come familiar with because I actually attended a class from Kevin Talent. Or no, I will not say this a class. I actually watched a Kevin Talent YouTube video explaining trend lines liquidity, right? So it's just like a confluence to my knowledge, and I actually appreciate that. Shout out to him and FZ. Those are my they're very 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 good trader. I learned a lot from them within past few just I wouldn't. It's not up to a year though. It's not up to a year though. You just need the right knowledge to know what you're doing in the market. It's not actually up to a year. So I have this to be a trend line, right? A 4 hour trend line. This is a 4 hour trend line. Now, for those that trade trend line, you would say market break out of the trend line that you want to sell. But me, I was actually not considering that sell, right? I wasn't considering the sell. Why was I not considering the sell? Because I know that market has an imbalance above this place that is likely to reject from. So what I did was, when others were selling, I think this other block, yeah, this other block was the last low that break structure to the upside. You can actually see here that market break structure, and this accumulation is serving as an inducement, and this giving us a double top, which is also known as inducement, right? Now, with the kind of strategy I trade, which is MSNR, I told you, I'll be looking for a support level, right? A support level that I will buy from. Now I have this to be my support level. This is another block. This is for our other block, but I actually don't trade other block unless like, though I will not say I don't trade other block, but I took other block when it's on a lower time frame, like a 1 minute time frame, but I actually trade MSNL because I use key levels, right? So I mark out this place as my support level, right? My support level. So I actually used to put support, which is, I think is V, yes, V shape level. So um then we have this V shape level. So there was no inducement closer to it aside from this accumulation here. So I take this to be my inducement. I actually pick my first entry on this trade was actually from this place, from this QM here. Sorry, from this QMR here, which we also known as reclaim order block, right? I actually took my first entry from here, but when I saw that the market broke out from there because there was no clear inducement, which is this accumulation cannot serve as everything to push price go back up, right? So this was a high that was created, right, before the market dipped down. So when that high was created, I have something like this. I have something like this here. I have something like this here. This market created this low, right? This low, this low created this high that broke structure to the upside. Now breaking structure to the upside, if you are an early entry, you will likely enter from this low, and market will take you out, right? Market will take you out. But there is a concept called engineered liquidity. That is, when there is no liquidity closer to your POI, the market tends to engineer its own liquidity then and use it and sponsor price to the direction that it tended to go, right? Now this low is serving as an engineer liquidity to this support level, right? Now this is what I do. In most cases, engineer liquidity is different from inducement, so don't get yourself confused. Inducement was the low that price created when structural shift to the side that it was going. Why engineer liquidity is when price gets to a POI, the low that got created and market break the structure. So that place is a liquidity for you. That is what validates your POI that you can actually buy from this range, right? Now, you would want to pick an entry from here, because this was actually how I got my second entry from here, like this, from this support level, right? Because this thing happened, I think 3 o'clock New York session, right? Yes, you know your time frame alignments, when you should be trading and when you shouldn't be trading. You all know, which is me. I know that as my V level, right? Then my stop loss was just below that support level. And where was my TP? My TP was inside this. I was targeting 82,000. I think 250 something. That was what I was targeting. So this was a 1:19 RR trade, right? I know like 3 RR is good, 3 risk reward ratio is good, but you can't tell me that high RR doesn't work on a market that has a high volatility like this. You can't tell me that this doesn't work. It's just that you haven't figured it out yet. That is why it's not working out for you. Okay, now we are talking about the sell setup. Now when this CRT formation happened, mind you, May has already closed, right? May close I think 11 p.m, right? Yes, that was when May closed. But you know how BTC is. BTC don't usually close, right? You follow it all your life, because that is what you're trading. So here is what happened. This was okay. This was May 31st. This was May 31st actually. Yes, you can actually see this was May 31st. This was May 31st. Right? This was May 31st. But there's something I said about mitigation. When price got rejected at this level, right? When price got rejected at this level, so when price got rejected at this level, you can actually see that it's giving a CRT formation, but it just kind of like moved too far that you can't even get in, right? You cannot get in. But so I saw this right here. Since month has already closed, I saw this right here. I saw this mitigation candle taking this buy side liquidity, right? It's taking this buy side liquidity, telling us that this market has already swept this high. So market is not going above this place now, because you call this as an indecision candle. But me, I yes, it's actually indecision candle. But if the concept you trade, you actually know what you do. I don't think you should be thinking indecision candle doesn't tell a story, because me, I actually read into indecision candles like where I used to read into indecision candle. So I go to my lower time frame. Yeah, my lower time frame, where I go to my lower time frame. This was my lower time frame, 4 hour, right? 4 hour. You have to train your eyes to see something like this. You have to stay in the market for a very, very long to see something like this. Thanks to FZ though, I'm literally grateful for what he has done with my trading this thing. The guy literally pushed me far. Like he pushed me to an extent. He pushed me out of my limit to study hard. So I have this here. This is this key level here was supposed to be a support level, right? That's supposed to reject price go up. So when the high was taken, which is around here. So I'm expecting the low to be taken. Then market broke structure on a 4 hour. You can see market engulf it, right? He engulf it, body break. The body break the support level. So now we serve it as a structural shift, right? A structural shift. Then where is my inducement? This was my inducement. The first pullback was my inducement. Right? Then I have my inducement ready. Then where is my break of structure? I told you, like, I've actually learned multiple things that I use as a confluence to my analysis, right? Okay, this was the low that created the inducement. So market took it out here, and that was a break of structure. Right? So I go to my lower time frame. Now, mind you, before I go to my lower time frame, this was my CRT, which is known as draw on liquidity. This was where market draw liquidity from, so which is liquidity C. Now I have this apex level, which is resistance level here. This top resistance level here, which I have here. So I mark it out. To pick my entry from there, but because I don't usually take entry on 4 hours, so I go to my 1 hour to refine my entries. So on a 1 hour time frame, I didn't have this. I have my A level here. Which I've already marked on my 4 hour to be displayed. So what I did was I adjusted it to this level. I actually took apex level. Don't overcomplicate me. If you're on the right side, you hardly had miss entry on a strategy like this, but it's just that the higher RR, which I called 152, don't usually come on every trade. Sometimes you have 30, sometimes you have 20, sometimes 10. I think the least I've done before is 8 on volatilities. Okay, now we have this here, and on this 1 hour time frame, so I was seeing this to be my entry. I have my short tools here. I have my short tool placed directly June 1st because market have already closed and we're actually waiting for open. So I just put it at first. I was actually not waiting for any London session or London open for market to trigger me, right? I was actually waiting for here, and where I covered my stop loss was here. My stop loss was around this zone. I have to zoom in to see what I'm doing every time I'm doing anything, right? Because I actually have liquidity be taken here. So I covered. What I did was I just covered the distance, the high that take that liquidity. Let me just set my distance. I think it was I have my stop price level was 55 pips, right? Yeah, 55 pips. I have 55 pips. Yes, you can see I have 55 pips. It was a 55 pips. So where was my target? My target was, I know where my price is going to, so I don't usually, so when people say you're targeting too much, I don't actually listen to them because I know what I trade and I know it works really well for me. Okay, this was my target. This CRT low. The CRT low was my first target here, and my price actually called below trade because my trade was was 1:52. Yes, 1:52. You have to zoom in to see things. You have to zoom in. See, this is it. You can see this trade was 1:52. I have 55 pip SL there. It is not complete. Let me adjust it, right? It was 52 RR, but just for a study purpose, I'm just showing something. So after setting this thing, I woke up in the morning and I met my trade here around 8 o'clock. That my trade have already done up to 10 hours. So I wasn't panicking. So I just leave it to do its thing. A $10 risk reward ratio on this trade will give you $1,520. Why I actually learned this strategy was I actually have problem trading prop firm, right? Because of consistency rule, and I don't think a high RR like this, like 30, is allowed on a prop firm, right? Okay, this was my CRT low, but we have our target here, our target low here, which y'all can see at this level to be this. You can see what is happening. You can see our target here. This was our target here, but just to be on the safer side, so we just take what the market offers. And now this market, after this market was actually rejecting from a support level. Let's go back to weekly. Weekly. Now I'm deleting this. Yeah, I'm deleting it. Now let's go back to weekly. Okay, market was actually rejecting from this support level, right? You call it a QM. Yeah, some of us will call it a QM. Market was actually rejecting from here after taking the target. Now what I did was I went to my 4-hour time frame. On my 4-hour time frame, I saw this. I saw a structural shift here. Okay, this low was rejected, right? But it created this high, this resistance level, and pushed back price down. You know, I told you something about mitigation. This is a mitigation block, this bearish mitigation block that will not allow price to go below this place, right? It will not allow price to go below this place. Now we have this resistance level here. Then price created this low. Then price created this low here. This low was the low that changed character, right? That was the change character, structural shift. Then this was my first pullback as my inducement. These things are actually easy. I would say that I've actually struggled for long enough because it's not easy to lose $10, right? So the day I lost $10, I went back to FZ, this thing, all the lesson that he has taught me before, where he was saying you should leave money and focus on learning first. So I actually listened to him. Like, I don't even know if he know me in person, but this is somebody I know in person. Like, I'm literally seeing him mostly every time, right? But I will not say I've not met him before, right? I've not met him before. Okay, we have this here. This is an order block, right? A support level. But me, just like I said, I don't trade order blocks. So I go to my 1 hour. In my 1 hour, I was looking for a structural shift below that place, below this my structural shift, so I don't get confused. So guys, you can see this. I want to show you something. You can see this. The same way I thought resistance level got rejected and blah 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 blah. Okay, this was a resistance level. You can see when price was rejecting around this zone. So the market shift structure around this place, right? And when it shift structure around that place, I have a pullback here, which is this, right? I have this as my pullback, right? So I can actually equally tag as my inducement. You know, when you are refining your trades, you have to be checking out what is it called? When you are refining your trade, you have to refine your inducement too, unless you are picking an entry from a 4-hour, which is it doesn't require you to refine your trade below that place anymore. Now you have to train your eye to see something here. If this is serving as my first inducement, right, where will be my POI to sell from? Now I'm looking for a support level that is closer to that POI. So I have this. You have to train your eye to see this. I have this support level here that price has broke below before, broke above, which is serving